late today, but it is what it is. So before we get started, let's cue my guy, Indigo Saint. Let's get it. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Black View Investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer?
Best believe I was black or invested. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifested. So we binge on our black or invested. Best believe I was black or invested. Got course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that black or invested. Best believe I was black or invested.
Hey, what's up, guys? Let me go ahead and share the screen here. Boom, boom, boom. What's up, Crypto Warriors? What is up, Black Roo Crew? If you're not checking out King and Zay in the mornings, like, what are you doing with your lives? You're not checking out Track with 2K, Stacks, Simon Family Investment Ventures, Jump Out Girls, Crypto and Down. What are you doing with your lives, right? So yeah, today we're going to be talking about 2024 predictions. I found some that CoinDesk made. I want us to look at those and see what we think. Let's review some 2023 predictions that we reviewed at the end of last year. Also CoinDesk ones to see how they did. And they were batting pretty well. They did a pretty good job. And then after that, Bitcoin to 32K. What? Yeah, so we got some stuff to talk about on that end as well. But yeah, let's get into it here. So let's start out with the 2023 predictions, okay? And I think Guy did a pretty good job, okay? So this was published in CoinDesk. Definitely suggest you check it out. This was by Andrew Keys, a member of Dharma Capital, former Consensus guy. And I think he pretty much nailed a lot of things in here, okay? A lot of things in here. Ethereum momentum, he definitely nailed that. And as a former global head of business for Consensus, you would believe that he would be very high on Ethereum. As you guys know, even though Jamie Dimon talks his yin yang, talks his stuff, we know that JP Morgan funds Consensus, owns a key part of Ethereum code according to documents. There are articles out there that have this. We've looked at them. It's true. They own. JP Morgan also owns portions of MetaMask. Okay, they own at least 10% of MetaMask according to documents that I've read. So Jamie Dimon's doing this on one hand, or he's talking on one hand, and then on the other hand, he's doing the exact opposite. So that's pretty cool, or that's par for the course for these people, right? But yeah, Ethereum momentum, definitely we saw that. Ethereum staking, we're seeing this with things like EigenLayer and Lido. Like Ethereum staking is definitely high. One of the things I want to go down here and like specifically point out is he nailed ZK everything, and he nailed Cosmic Cosmos. So Cosmos as a chain kicked tail and is kicking tail here in the beginning of 2024 with things like Celestia, with things like Osmosis, with things like Kujiri, I believe is what it's called, Kujiri. Um, like Cosmos is kicking tail. Okay. If you're not aware, definitely look into Cosmos and the things that it's doing with this blockchain. We will look into it a little bit later when we look at some things about Celestia. But Cosmos is kicking tail right now. Okay. Um, Bitcoin slides, I think he definitely failed on that. We got the Bitcoin ETFs here. I mean, I guess that's 2024, and Bitcoin continuously reached highs after this. So he epically failed on this actually, because when this was written, like December 2022, um, things were already coming up after the whole FTX debacle, which we'll actually get into more later. So on that instance, he epically failed. Web3 gaming, that's been kind of at the end of the year last year, that did become a heavy thing actually. So on that one, we'll give him a passing grade, even though gaming is definitely pulled back, even though a lot of creators have said, uh, 100x Miria, 100x DeFi gaming. And you might know some of those creators that have said that. Craziness. It's always irresponsible to say 100x anything. But I digress. DeSci, so this is yet to happen. We've seen a little bit of DeSci going on with as far as like BitTensor and stuff like that. I think we could give them a passing grade on that. Zombie chains like EOS and Cardano. Cardano is doing okay. EOS is doing pretty okay. So I think he kind of failed on that one too. Decentralized identity, that hasn't really come to the forefront yet. It's getting there. Things like Ethereum namespace getting here. So this might be something we want to look at for 2024. Crypto contagion isn't over. Um, in a sense, I think he's okay with that one. I look at some stuff that happened with FTX. We'll look at that a little bit later. Tech crypto, enterprise Ethereum still hasn't really kind of happened yet. It's getting there. And DeFi is different. That's happening as well. So for the most part, he's batting pretty heavy. He landed a good 15 to 16, 17%, 17 out of 23, right? One of the things here that we haven't gotten yet is Filecoin future. Pretty heavy on Filecoin. I do think Filecoin has a good future ahead of it, but is yet to fully realize this. And I think it will this year. But yeah, as far as the rest of this, more NFT utility, charter banks, I think he nailed pretty much everything here. So yeah, let's see who we got in the house here before we go on to 2024 predictions. Okay, not too many comments. We'll go ahead and wait for those, or those will come in. So as always, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. So let's move on to 2024 predictions. Okay. I still think we're gonna have like Cosmos do its thing here for 2024. So that's gonna be something that we can watch. So a lot of these 2023 predictions that kind of didn't completely come to fruition, we might want to put on our radar for 2024, like Filecoin, ZK, I think did his thing. But things like DeSci, we might want to put into our knowledge banks for this year coming up, and things like a Filecoin future, along with continuing to watch Cosmos, right? Okay. It's bringing up an ad. I'm not trying to bring up. Okay. Trying to wait for this 2024 thing to, but it's taking a while here. So let's just move on while it's processing. Let's move on to Bitcoin to 30K. Okay. Um, so what's happened here in this mini pullback we had on Bitcoin is that some of the FTX Bitcoin has actually been sold. And that's led to our pullback here. Now, they say that all the FTX Bitcoin has been sold. I'm not so sure because I had even heard from different sources where it was like, oh, Sam Bankman-Fried didn't own any Bitcoin. He didn't have any Bitcoin on the trust. So these dudes are just kind of making things up as they go along. Just like they told us Solana was trash, and look at it now, right? But I find it very interesting that they say FTX held 22.3 million Grayscale, and we already know about 322, right? Skull and Bones. It's so funny how they just embed numbers into stuff. It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious how they do that. So apparently FX held 22.3 million Grayscale, which they converted here not too long ago. So here it is. Investors have sold more than 2 billion worth of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust since it was converted into an exchange traded fund earlier this month. Excuse me. A large chunk of that exodus was FTX's bankruptcy estate, dumping 22 million shares, according to it. Data CoinDesk reviewed after two people familiar with the matter. Okay, so apparently they sold that 22.3 billion. Okay, and that's what we got. This drop in Bitcoin. Now, shout out to Deuce Crypto. Right, I was looking at some stuff he was talking about, and he was showing a 2-week chart in Bitcoin, which I think is pretty telling. So let's go ahead and bring up this 2-week chart in Bitcoin and see what we see here. Man, I had all this stuff loaded. I don't know what's going on, bro. And shout out to our Telegram. Completely free subscription. Whole bunch of alpha in our Telegram. I know guys put some alpha in here about airdrops and test nets. I've been like kind of following some of this stuff. I got in on a airdrop for New Paradigm. That one didn't go too hot for me, but a couple other airdrops they were telling me about, like Dimension, I was able to claim for that. So a lot of alpha in here on airdrops. And I'm learning from these guys because it's something I don't do that often, right? Crypto General Chat, books and related videos. Our guy E, our moderator, he puts stuff in there. I tend to like to look at different trusted sources, stocks and commodities, BRC20s. A lot of alpha in here. My favorite site when I like to let my beard down, because that's where we're growing the hair these days, is the conspiracy site. So conspiracy topic on our Telegram. many wonderful people in there. We're 150 members and growing, so definitely check us out over there. Oh, do I have two of these up? Maybe that's why it's running so slow. Didn't mean to do that. All right. So that explains a lot. Okay, so here we are. So if you look here on the 2 week, we're gonna collapse these alarms. We're going to collapse that. So we're looking at the RSI stochastic and the RSI just regular. On the 2 week chart, it actually looks very overbought. Okay. So maybe we have further fall here. And if we were trying to use an example here of like the last time it did that, was around right, I think, right here where it fell. This chart, I can't get this chart right. Well, there's an example if you look at your own like 2 week chart, where it fell, where Bitcoin fell like $6,000. I think it's right here, from like 12 down to 50 something, 54, 50, 57. So maybe we have another $6,000 drop, which would take us down to 32. Okay. Maybe we have that here. Well, six times. So maybe 33, right? Maybe it takes us down to 33. When you look at the week chart, we're kind of almost at oversold if you look at the stochastic, but if you look at the actual just regular RSI, we're still pretty high up there, right? So chances are we probably do some more cooling off. So the prediction of us breaking through the all-time high before the halving, maybe we don't look so hot for that right now, which is sad for me in one way, happy for me in another, because if I can get 33 or 32K Bitcoin, I think this might be the last time we do something like that, right? So it'd be pretty interesting if we can get down to that point again, right? That would be somewhere right here if we were to take a little line. Draw it here. The first kind of stop we have to have is 37K. So you look here. If you look here, there is, it keeps freezing up on me. Okay, if you look here, there's a big kind of resistance area around 37, where Bitcoin see bounce around that whole 37 value. 37, like, I'm not gonna change anything. Sorry, this chart's not acting the way I wanted to here. So around 37, which is, if you can see my pointer, we had a lot of like bouncing off of 37. So once it breaks 37, thinking we can fall all the way down, to like the 32 range, top of this little hump here. So maybe we have that far to fall. Let me see who we got over here in chat. Well, I'm trying to bring up chat. Let's go back to chat. Can we go back to chat? Sorry, guys, we seem to be frozen here. This is so annoying. Okay. My apologies, guys. There, I was. It kind of hung up on me there. So let me share the screen again here. Was the screen blank for you guys the entire time? Oh, bruh. Please don't tell me that's what's going on. So was the screen blank for you guys the entire time? Let me know, guys, because that's highly unfortunate. If it was blank for about 20 minutes. What's up, Brangie? What's up, Richard Judge? What's up, you diehards? I don't know what's up with my computer there. I restarted and everything. What's up, OMC? What's up, Digital? What's up, Ship Focus Digital? What's up, Smooth Vagabond? Okay, so I might have went out for a while, but I think you guys heard the part where FTX sold their Bitcoin off. Okay. Okay. Should I start? Should I just start from the beginning? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry that happened. Very much apologies. Um, so I'll just start with the 2024 predictions because I don't know where you guys heard last, and just put it in the chat where you heard last, and we'll just start with these since I know I didn't go over this, and I'll pick it back up in whatever place you guys said it. when I come back here. So I tried to give you guys the whole crypto 2023 predictions. I don't know if anybody heard those or not, but we can go back over those if you didn't. Now going over the 2024 predictions. Unified future of AI, blockchain, and virtual worlds. Is it really up only for Bitcoin? Will NFTs make a comeback? 2023, a critical juncture for the global stablecoin market. Ethereum emerges as a key blockchain for tokenized real world assets. Understand consensus is pretty heavy over here on CoinDesk. So know who you're talking about when you're talking about consensus. They're the Ethereum coders. So anything they say is probably going to be Ethereum biased, if you will. Block Tech predictions for 2024. Experts at Ripple, Coinbase, Andreessen Horowitz, excuse me for the sniffling, Starknet, and 6 predictions by Pantera's Paul Veradiket. So let's actually check those out. That sounds pretty interesting. Let's see what Paul has to say here. Pantera Capital, of course, big crypto VCs. Of course, this will probably have a slant to Pantera's holdings, of course, because he's a Pantera guy. Resurgence of Bitcoin and DeFi summer. So this kind of matches up with what we were talking about a little bit, such as Bitcoin BRC20 networks. We've been kind of heavy on that as the beginning of the year and the end of the year hit. We've been pretty heavy on Bitcoin layer 2s, if you will. So in 2023, Bitcoin has staged a comeback with Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin's proportion of the crypto market cap rising from 38% in January to about 50% in December. Like Bitcoin literally since like December of 2022, where it was at 15K, has almost 2x'd, right? Or 3x'd. So like really Bitcoin had a smashing 2023, if you will. There are at least 3 major catalysts driving its renaissance in this next year. 4th Bitcoin halving due April 2024. And remember, 24 is the year of the X, okay? 24 is the 24th letter, or X is the 24th letter in the alphabet. Like, I'm shocked something didn't happen today since it was 1/24/24. But anyways, the expected approval of several Bitcoin spot ETFs has already happened. A rise in programmability of features, excuse me, both on the base protocol such as ordinals as well as layer 2s such as stacks and rootstock. And we can mention other stacks, rootstock, mint layer, Mubi, right? As far as like Bitcoin layer 2s, as far as like multi-platform, like multi-chain BRC20s, right? On the infrastructure level, we believe we see a proliferation of Bitcoin layer 2s, of course, and other scalability layers to support smart contracts. And we've already kind of saw some of that, right? So this goes a lot into what the Black Rue BR philosophy has been so far this year. On the infrastructure level, we see proliferation of Bitcoin layer 2s and other scalability layers to support smart contracts. The Bitcoin ecosystem should coalesce around 1 or 2 complete smart contract languages with top contenders including Rust, Solidity, or the extension of Bitcoin native language such as Clarity. This language will become the standard for Bitcoin development, similar to how Solidity is considered to be a standard for Ethereum development. Okay, pretty interesting. I'm liking that so far. So here we also see the fundamentals of possible DeFi Summer 2 on Bitcoin, with Wrapped BTC having a market cap and total value locked around 6 billion. There is clearly enormous demand for Bitcoin and DeFi. So imagine somebody, DeFiing their Bitcoin, where they're staking it, they're lending it. That's going to be huge. I mean, we could imagine that being huge. In comes things again like stacks, things like Sovereign, things like Mint Layer, things like Map Protocol, things like Mubi, and all of that money in Bitcoin comes DeFi'd, right? As the Bitcoin DeFi infrastructure matures, we could potentially see Bitcoin DeFi total value lock rise from the current 300 million, which is like less than 0.05% of the market cap, to approximately 1 to 2% of the Bitcoin market cap, 10 or 15 billion at current prices. In the process, many Ethereum DeFi practices are likely to be transferred and naturalized on Bitcoin, such as the recent rise of BRC20 inscriptions and ideas such as staking, such as in Babylon's Layer 2. Okay. Bitcoin ETFs, such as those inscribed on ordinals, may see increased popularity. Shout out to DeFi Bay. She does a really good job covering like ordinal stuff. You can check her out. Many also see she covers like ordinals like NFT projects. Many also see increased popularity in 2024 as Bitcoin has much higher cultural recognition and mimetic value. It is also possible that layer 2 brands such as Lush will choose to release NFTs on Bitcoin, similar to how Tiffany's partnered with CryptoPunks to release the NFTIF pendants collections in 2022. So we could see something like this happening, where like some big luxury brand decides to partner with some Ordinals project and release something huge, like the Bored Ape of Ordinals, right? We could see something like that. Wouldn't be shocking. Tokenized social experiences for new customer bases. Okay. Whereas Web 2 has moved to social to finance, Web 3 is moving from finance to social. Okay. Okay. So I guess they're saying that there will be more tokenization of the social space. Okay, we'll come back to that. An increase in TradFi DeFi bridges such as stablecoins and mirrored assets. Okay, alrighty. 2023 is seeing a lot of legal action in crypto, including several high-profile wins for the industry, such as the XRP ruling, for sure. The Grayscale ETF litigation win and justice being served for financial fraud, and Binance and FTX. Binance was weird as hell. Like, CZ did not care about the US government at all. And then all of a sudden, oh, I've been bad, punish me. What? It was the crazy. It really kind of screams like always a cog in the machine anyway. That's the only thing that makes sense. Otherwise, why submit to something that you never cared about? It just doesn't make any sense. And of course, he was replaced with a WEF guy. But yeah, moving on. So again, you can almost see Binance and FTX being two sides of the same coin, just like we see. And I know people kind of hate to hear this from me, or they kind of believe the lie, like we see with Democrat and Republican. It's like two sides of the same coin. So yeah, because keep in mind, CZ was an investor in FTX. That was the only reason he was able to do what he did. Right. Alongside this is a large increase in institutional interest and potential ETF approvals for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Like, this is really going to move the market. And we also see like possible ETFs for things like Solana, things like Quant, things like XRP, things like HBAR. Like, this is going to be crazy, right? That institutional interest is what's going to convert fiat to cryptocurrency. And slowly but steady, everything will be converted from Bitcoin, from fiat currencies to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and probably eventually Solana, XRP, and some version of CBDC, to be honest with you. In 2024, we expect to see a dramatic increase in institutional adoption and who not only seek ETFs, but tokenize real world assets. They're starting this whole phrase now that's RAW, like, which is like an acronym or a synonym for war, if you look at it, because it's RWA, and it's the same letters as war. That's pretty interesting. But moving on. So we definitely see this whole tokenized real world asset thing take root. Excuse me. So now imagine, you're now buying a piece of your Tesla, you're bartering a piece of your home, and tokenized as a real world asset, sitting on some crypto ledger, because clearly that's going to be, for some people, that's going to be the biggest asset that you have to tokenize, like to have money from, right? That's where your liquidity is going to lie. So anything that can bridge these assets, these real world assets, like a Sologenic, like LCX, like Hedera, those things are going to be very sought after. So bridging real world assets and TradFi products. In other words, TradFi assets will be mirrored in DeFi, which we were just talking about. While crypto assets will have increased exposure in TradFi markets, thus creating TradFi DeFi bridges, which in itself is another asset transfer to crypto. So in itself, that's another way of moving DeFi or fiat assets over to crypto, which we've been talking about for years on here, right? Okay, so things that bridge this, like a Next Era, like a Flare, like a Corium, like a Sologenic, these things probably have a very wonderful year. Okay. Excuse me. Stablecoins will serve as one of the most important links between TradFi and DeFi worlds, with stablecoins such as USDC and PayPal USD being more widely accepted. Again, we see that Circle is ran by the people with world at Davos, right? And PayPal just came out of nowhere to have their own USD after, crypto being crypto scam, right? Crypto's like, shout out to my guy Maximus Crypto. He loves to say, because people always say Jasmine is a scam. He says Jasmine scam, Jasmine scam. It's like the whole rhetoric was crypto is a scam, crypto's a scam, and now we have USDC and PayPal USD, right? It's crazy. You can't write this stuff up, bro. Being more widely accepted as portfolio options and payment tools. With Circle said to consider an IPO in 2024. If you can be a part of that, that would be great, right? We probably have to look on linked Q to see if we can be a part of that. But yeah, this again too makes me think LCX, which has been on a heater lately. A heater. Reminds me of one of my favorite movies, Major League. That a boy, Ricky. Give him the heater. LCX been on a heater recently, right? All of this stuff screams LCX. Tokenization, that's one of the things they preach. And believe it or not, I got a lot of LCX, believe it or not, but I still don't think I got enough after just reading this and knowing what they're about, right? But you know what? I am very blessed and privileged to have the amount that I have. So let's not say that either, you know. But here we are, LCX. And shout out to Bitcoin Shango, my guy. He posted something on Twitter recognizing me, and he's a regular on Gentlemen of Crypto. As far as like watching the shows, dude doesn't even care about altcoins, but he watches my show. So big shout out to him. Let him know he's appreciated around here. He actually posted on Twitter about how I'd been talking about LCX since it's been like 3 cents and 5 cents. The tapes are out there, guys. You know it. You can go over to my channel and like I've been talking about LCX for a dang on long time, right? And this is part of like the success of a bull run, right? You get to have and hold on to these things. But I thoroughly believe we have a future where LCX is definitely $1. You can see its max supply is 950 million, so under 1 billion max supply. And they have different things where, like with their Tiamans, they're doing things where they're reserving some LCX, so it's not like they're burning it, but they're reserving it for the team, for LCX, the company. So some of this supply is actually being reserved and taken off of circulation, I guess. So circulating supply is only 771 plus million, right? But yeah, let me see who's in the house before I continue to talk. Oh, thanks, David Rumblo. I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, I've been on LCX for quite a long time out here. What's up, Tim Shea? Okay. Thanks, Smooth back on. So I think everybody missed what we were talking about 2023. So we'll go back and talk about the 2023 predictions. Okay, we'll get to all of those comments, but let's continue on here. Okay, I think another reason why this kind of froze up is because I didn't accept their cookies. But yeah, we're accepting those cookies now, so shouldn't give us too much of a problem. But yeah, everything that we just mentioned, LCX to a T. Okay, check out some of my past videos on how LCX is kind of dedicated to tokenization, um, how they have different licenses that no other exchange has to be able to issue coins, um, issue bonds, so much stuff, bro. All of this stuff screams LCX. Okay. All right. About the cookies. All right. So 4, cross-pollination of modular blockchains and zero knowledge proofs. Again, and that's things that we kind of saw with 2023 predictions, which we'll get into, is the zero knowledge proof. Why is that so important? They kind of stole this from privacy chains. It's so important because they don't necessarily want people to know how much they're charging their customers. Like if they do a crypto deal, right? Or they do like a deal with another company, they do that on the blockchain, but it'd be zero knowledge proofs. So no one would know how much the transaction is. Excuse me. And no one would know the addresses. And also, like if you're paying your employees a certain amount, no one will also know that amount. So in some aspects, this is like really cool, but also I can imagine like a company now where it's like exposed that your CEO made like $1 billion a year or something like that. But if it's on a blockchain now and it's a zero knowledge proof, now nobody knows what that CEO is making. So that's pretty interesting. Both the idea of modular blockchains and ZK knowledge proofs have matured, such as the recent Celestia main net launch. Again, Cosmos had a huge 2023, and I think Cosmos is going to have even bigger 2024. If you look at things like Celestia has been a key to many airdrops, as I'm learning from the airdrop guys in our Telegram. Shout out to our Telegram. Definitely come over here, get in the Telegram totally free. 153 members strong. These guys like Stranger, which is Crypto and Focus, teaching us all about airdrops. Guys like Courtney Johnson, Sniper 4, everybody sharing so much good alpha over here. So if you want to learn about that, and there's Courtney Johnson there. If you want to kind of learn about that, we got people over here who sharing that knowledge in a completely free manner. Links are in the description to Telegram. Of course, we got Crypto General Chat, books, health and wellness, conspiracy, memed coins, BRC20s, stocks and commodities, NFTs, anime. Oh my. Okay. So much over here. Very tight knit community. I love and appreciate everybody over here. No lie, including our moderator, E, which I believe E is in the chat there. Big ups to everybody out there, okay, from the Telegram. So Celestia has been huge. Expresso's Arbitrum integration. I do not know what Expresso is, but I'll have to check into that. Rise or Risk Zero's open source Zeth Prover. Succinct launch of a ZK marketplace. And another coin, free alpha for you guys here. A BRC 20 Uniter coin called OKZ. This is going chain ZK BRC 20s and ERC 20s. Very low market cap right now. But if they continue to build on this ZK BRC 20s, they could be something. They could be something. Patrons got this a long time ago. Thought I'd share it to you guys. Market cap, very low market cap. So, that's very, very juicy to some. To others, it's like, okay, I got to be careful. Of course, do your own research here, but seems very promising to me. Um, okay, let's keep going down here. Okay, here we go. I expect this trend to continue with zero knowledge proofs emerging as an interface between different components of modular blockchain stack. Example, Axiom ZK coprocessor leverages ZK proofs to provide historical state proofs, which can then be used by developers to perform computations in dApps. Okay. And then they're also talking about zero knowledge proof based decentralized IDs, DIDs. So really cool here. I'm going to keep going, and I think I'm going to paste these links in the Telegram in our general chat, so anybody who wants to just kind of read these articles on their own leisure can do so. More computationally intensive applications moving on chain, such as AI and DPIN. DPIN just continues to have a really good time. I shared with the patrons this week some DPIN projects. Of course, if Bitcoin continues to do what it does and pull back, all those DPIN projects may be at a lower price. Of course, we'll have to wait and see, but that's what it's looking like. There's been a lot of time, energy, capital poured into the scalability problem for decentralized applications. Today, much of the scalability problem has been solved. I don't know about that, bro. I still see gas wars on Ethereum where it's like, okay, like I don't know about that, bro. But yeah, they want to say that. On-chain AI systems, decentralized physical architecture networks, deepens. So here they're mentioning Hive Mapper, which I gave to the patrons at like 5 cents. I think it got up as far as 21 cents. Definitely want to check out Hive Mapper. They do a good job on the Solana network. And then we have BitTensor, which just got to the $300 per coin section area again. It's with Bitcoin's tokenomics. Let's bring that up right quick. Might just want to have one of these, just knowing where they're headed as far as AI goes. Maybe at some point we see BitTensor, who knows, at like 2,000 coin or something crazy like that, right? They're really kind of novel in their AI capabilities so far. Excuse me. I wish it would come up. Okay, we may have to come back to BitTensor because this thing is moving slowly. I believe it's Tau. Okay, let me put in here. Yeah, it's Tau. Okay, we'll come back to that because it keeps spooling. Okay. So examples of computationally expensive projects that can take advantage of a cheaper on-chain compute include Hive Mapper to create a decentralized Google Maps on Solana. of a decentralized machine learning platform, modulars in ZK and AI generated art, the graphs plan for on-chain knowledge graphs, and the realm verse creating on-chain game world and lore for Starknet. And then finally, number 6, consolidation of public blockchain ecosystems and a hub and spoke model for app chains. Okay. There's been a proliferation in infrastructure projects over the last few years. Despite the commonplace of technical categorization of layer 1s and 2s, from a user experience perspective, there's not much of a difference. This is especially true for general purpose blockchains today, such as layer 1 Solana or Avalanche is a direct competitor to a layer 2 such as ZK Sync or Arbitrum. With this homogeneity in place as a concentrating force for general purpose blockchains, thus we're beginning to see a hub and spoke model where there are a few general purpose public blockchains acting as central hubs around which there are numerous spokes. Okay, of specific app chains. Okay, got it. Okay, so basically, to think of like Ethereum, you got as a kind of like a hub, and you got all of these spokes as far as like Arbitrum sticking out of it, Polygon, Optimism, what have you, right? That same type of thing is happening with Bitcoin as far as like Stacks and Sovereign and Mubi. So we kind of do have this kind of hub and spoke thing, like they're kind of saying. In the same aspect, we can look at interoperability being like kind of key to a sort of hub and spoke dynamic when you see things like Corium, which is going to connect Cosmos and XRP, Solend, which is going to connect Solana and Sui. I'm sure I'm missing something. Neon, which is going to connect Ethereum and Solana. Cosmos, which connects Ethereum, Phantom, Cosmos itself, Binance, Crow, right? Cosmos connects like a lot of things together with Injective and things like that, right? So we do have this kind of hub and spoke model with different projects. Celestia is kind of becoming a hub and spoke for many different projects that are connecting to Cosmos. So yeah, so that's a pretty long 6 for this. Let's go over the 23 because I think my man did a pretty good job here with this 23. But let me just break away for just a second here. I need some water if I'm going to continue. I'll be right back, guys. There we go. Much better. Okay, let's see here. Oh, thank you so much, David Rumbro, for the $20 super chat. Let's read that really quickly. Blessings for your LCX knowledge. Don't trip, buy the dip. trade inside and support resistance. Don't FOMO. FOMO not allowed. Use proper risk management. Trend lines matter. The trend is your friend until it isn't. 100% great advice there. Definitely. Thank you for that, brother. Ooh, Jay edits with the full moon pump. Possibly, we can look at the chart. But let's go over here and read these 23 for 23 that we kind of we got paused on here. So keep in mind, this is coming from a consensus guy too. Before the guy we were reading was a Pantera guy. This guy is consensus guy. And keys of capital previews, developments, and zero knowledge was hot back then, of course, too. Only a year ago, but still. Ethereum, NFTs, Filecoin, Cosmos, regulations, and just keep in mind he was global head of business development for Consensus, so he's going to be an Ethereum first guy. Ethereum, momentum, and remember, this was like the end of the year 2022, so this was just after the Sam Bankman-Fried thing. At this point, this is like December 2022. Bitcoin probably like 17K at this point, right? So Bitcoin was headed for a very smashing year. But yes, he did actually land Ethereum momentum. Ethereum momentum did continue. Ethereum staking has been really big with things like EigenLayer, stuff like that, Lido, which he mentions. So he landed that, and he also mentions EigenLayer. So yeah, he nailed that one for sure. Fed outlook. Okay, yeah, the whole Fed thing. It's like, okay, whatever. it's like pay attention to, of course, but crypto is kind of outside of the Fed in that it's thought of as kind of a hedge against the dollar. Bitcoin is digital gold, right? So in that aspect, like pay attention to the Fed, but you're what fiat is converting into. So you're having a good time when the Fed's probably not, right? So regulations in DC. This actually went, as we saw from the crypto predictions of 2024. This actually went really well for crypto, which we could have predicted, kind of, right? Like, check out my show, Bitcoin ETFs are here. Are we surprised? Some really crazy info that I presented in that, where it's like, yeah, just check that out. It's a good show. Chartered banks, banks chartered by the Federal Reserve offer crypto services. We're kind of already seeing stuff like that, really, right? Where Hedera through I think it's called Drip has hooks into FedNow. XRP went out and bought a crypto custody services company, I believe, and that deal went through. Crypto custody is becoming a real thing. Of course, about BlackRock and the ETFs, they're holding crypto now. So we are getting that whole crypto conversion, fiat to crypto convergence, conversion. Yeah, conversion there. More NFT utility. They keep pushing this. And of course, this is going to be a thing. But the further we're going to see this thing is when we see stuff like the metaverse actually get clicked on. And I think that's going to be a switch, right? Where all of a sudden people are seriously going to be working in the metaverse, dressing in the metaverse, and having a whole metaverse life. Okay, this is happening, but it's happening a lot more slower than we think, right? Companies like Block V having deals with Visa, right? Um, this slowly and surely we are getting this. So far he's like for 6, right? Investment DAOs. One of the things I guess we can just kind of skip down to that I think he nailed was Cosmos. 11. Whoops. I'm trying to get in 10 here too. I think 10 was important, but we keep skipping by it. Okay, there. Yeah, ZK everything. Of course, that really hit well. Got so Mina definitely had a good December and a good everything coming up here. ZK Sync, yeah, ZK everything. That narrative definitely hit, and so did Cosmic Cosmos with Celestia, Osmosis, Kujiri, I believe it's called, a network Carbon up, Cosmos really had a wonderful 2023 and probably will be even better in 2024. Injective, right? Had a huge time. He definitely nailed number 11. And you guys know 11 is definitely a one of those big numbers, right? Esoteric numbers. Uh, he nailed it. Bitcoin slides, he failed, epically failed that. Again, Bitcoin was like 17K in 2022 at this point to like triple. He definitely failed number 12, which is not too bad. He's like batting almost like really good, except for this one. Web3 gaming. We can when gaming has come up, right? But all of those um influencers that told you know, Miria 100x and GFAL 100x, which is it's just highly irresponsible to tell people 100x anything. And by the way, when I first had my career in YouTube, there are some videos of me doing that in like 2020, and I learned better. Right, irresponsible to tell people 100x anything ever. Like it's just irresponsible. But yeah, some people coming out and saying Miria 100x and this one 100x, just highly irresponsible. G file 100x is responsible. Layer twos, yep, that's definitely hit. So we're gonna give them gaming, and we're gonna give them layer twos, of course. But gaming we'll give them because it's kind of debatable. DeSci, it's coming along. Like we can't give them this, but I think that is it's coming. It's coming. If you look at different things like bit tensor and stuff like that, um, I think DeSci will have its day. You could kind of say AI. It could be a part of DeSci, or DPin could be a part of DeSci. Um, but I don't know that that's been fully realized right now. Zombie chains, EOS and Cardano, they actually had really good years, pretty good years. Cardano, I think, at least doubled, tripled. It got down to 20 cents. It was at 60, so it definitely tripled. EOS, I think it improved to from wherever it was in 2022, the end of 2022. So he failed that one as well. So he's not failed too many here. Um, Decentralized identity also hasn't necessarily been realized. Um, I guess you can say he failed this, even though it's not that he failed. It just hasn't been fully to realize. Open source development always continues to. Crypto contagion isn't over. So you how FTX just Bitcoin. So I guess you can give him that too. All in all, we only have more things left. He's doing he did. Of course, he's a consensus guy. We would expect that, but no more gods. I don't know about that. Same voices or the same voices. I don't know. I guess if you can talk about what happened to BitBoy, which maybe one crypto god was but that was kind of his own doing, right? So um depending on who you let there. So I don't know. Maybe you can give him that too. Tech crypto, enterprise Ethereum. Still, as Ethereum hasn't technically really done yet. Maybe they continue to have that. DeFi being different. Yeah, DeFi has been a thing, of course, and people like we think pushing it, but so I don't know. So all in all, you could probably say he landed like 17 or 19 out of 23, which is very very nice, right? I'll put this again in our Telegram, so people, if you want to read it, you can. But I think the biggest thing to take away from this one is the Cosmos ZK everything, and one thing too that I think might hit this year that he was talking about is Filecoin's future. Filecoin did not necessarily land on 2023. It definitely improved. Um, it definitely got its whole layer two. But as far as like you look at it in comparison to Cosmos, Cosmos definitely kind of won a day there. So maybe this narrative we see in 2024 actually come to fruition. Filecoin future one. But yeah, everything else he pretty much nailed. So let's see if we can find a couple more for 2024, and then we'll come and look at all the comments. It probably got rid of my background now. Let me see. I don't know why it's having so much trouble. I only have like 2 screens up. Okay, it did. But let's see here. I think also it has trouble with me running because I have a lot of plugins. I need to get rid of some of these plugins. Excuse me. We did. Let's do the 5 predictions for real world assets. This is from CoinDesk, of course, by Colin Aronson and Matt Nye. I'm not even going to say his last name, just so it doesn't confuse what I'm saying with something else. Real assets have been embraced in crypto Markets in 2022, 2023. Let's see. Let's see what their 5 are. Proliferation of stablecoin products. Okay. Novel asset tokenization. A shift towards the buy side. Okay. Let's see if we missed. Okay, no. Shift towards the buy side. One novel notion was connecting asset originators with capital sources via blockchain. However, this concept is no longer a competitive differentiator, as the real world asset XYZ directory identifies at least 40 tokenization protocols capable of facilitating on chain private credit transactions. Interesting. Historically, many of these protocols focused on developing a pipeline of borrowers without clearly matching demand from the buy side. Okay, so they're gonna basically set up buyers for private credit transactions. Interesting. Regulatory focus and guidance. Institutional tokenization heats up. Okay, interesting. All right, so let's get to our comments here. Okay, there we go. For share entertainment. Last thing you were saying is the hat froze. The chat froze. Okay, we heard that you were talking about Bitcoin hitting 33K. Okay, gotcha. So I think we're all caught up. What's up, Tim Shea from the Maximus Crypto community? Shout out to my guy Max. Definitely check out his channel. 28K will be the bottom in March, according to Patrick. 28K. Oh man, I totally hope that happens. But let's go ahead and go back. So what we were thinking about was based off the 2-week chart. $28K would be that would be kind of hard to imagine, because that would be over a 25% drop from here. Like, that would be pretty insane. Let's see if we can justify that. If we see, like, we can see some place where it did that. That's, of course, the bear market. 25% drop. Okay. That would be pretty insane. Let me see here. Okay, so before the halving this year, this was before the last halving. Rona did that. Rona did that within a couple months. But are you predicting? You're basically predicting a Rona-like event when you're saying something like that, because it went from 10K. Okay, no, that was actually that it lost over half its value there. like way over, like 60% of its value. Let's see. That little drop was only that was like, well, right here, this is like from 12 down to 10. That's a good 20%. And if we're talking right here, 63 to 30, that's a 50%, but that's like we're like way in a bull run here. I don't know, man. Maybe. I would love to see it, but let's see where 28 would be somewhere in the right here, where that blue line is actually. I don't know, bro. Maybe. But if we go again here, we see at least down here. I wish I had my GAN fan up. I took that indicator off. Maybe I should buy buy it so I can have like 10 indicators up, but be interested in seeing where the GAN fan would fall on this like 2 week chart. I'll have to check that out at some point. CZ, Kraken, and other cryptocurrency exchanges should have joined forces and fought the SEC years ago. Cryptocurrency institutions have more money than the SEC, and they're smarter. Well, here's the thing, E. I feel like CZ just played his part. So I feel like he's just a bad. He was just the bad guy. That was his role. That was his role to play as excuse me, 1 second. Like Sam Bankman-Fried had his role to play, CZ had his role to play as well, and they're all playing for the same team. That's my thought on it. But so if you think that they're all playing for the same team, their goal is to make you think crypto is crooked, and CZ's role was to be the crooked guy from that side of the country, right? And Sam Bankman-Fried's role was to be the crooked guy over here who was giving to all the different political parties. And crypto is a scam. Look, Shaq and Brady were fooled, right? I think they were just playing their part. Um, but I guess it would be interesting if they did join forces. But I think they were already all on forces. Um, Now the interesting guy would be the Celsius guy. What, like, he vanished. Like nobody even talks about him. And what happened to Voyager? Voyager was also supposed to be safe. Like those were those guys just doing I remember we had Voyager on Benzinga. We did an interview with those guys. And they had over the counter penny stock, I believe. So like they just mismanaged their funds. Um, yeah, bro. I don't know. But as far as the CZs and the Sam Bankman Frieds go, I think they're on the same team. Oh, we got Root of Truth tonight. Sub Chick Focus. What's up, David Rumbo? I had some cooking investment partners back with two different places back in the late 80s and early 90s. I think back to that and what CZ had to decide on with FTX and Sam, CZ made the right choice. And we went over that part. Okay, let's look at that full moon. And we read the super chat. Person Toko is raving. Uh, Employers are forcing remote workers back to offices. Yep. That's 100% E. And yeah, you're right. Commercial buildings took a hit, bro. It took a large hit, and I don't think they're ready to have commercial real estate take a big hit. The interesting thing, E, would be like what happens when metaverse is completely ready. What do they do with all this commercial real estate? Because you can't have both, right? If you're metaversing everyone, then they're probably at home, right? Then what do you do with the commercial real estate? And it seems like depopulation agenda is on fire, right? When you look at like never before, like men are so tired of Western women. Sorry, Western women, and sorry, people who have a wonderful um, time or a wonderful relationship. But overall, I think men are frustrated with Western women, and Western women are frustrated with Western men. They think that Western men aren't manly enough, and we think Western women are too manly. So you got that whole thing going, as well as different agendas to not really have like kid. People are having kids at a way lower rate than they have in the past, right? Because in the past, kids were extra workers. They were an extra worker on like the plantation or or the wherever, right? Um, so people are having kids at a very lower rate because with inflation you can't afford a lot of kids. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens to commercial real estate, what happens to even personal real estate, because people can't necessarily even afford homes, right? um, Maybe you have people that just leave for like Mexico or lower places with a lower cost of living. It's going to be really interesting to see. But you're right. A lot of employers are forcing people to work back in the offices. I wonder how this is going to work when it comes up to um, metaverse. Excuse me. Because I think maybe not our generation, maybe not like the millennials, um, and maybe I think they're calling them Gen Z. Maybe Gen Z or the age after Gen Z are the ones that really become like the metaverse workers. Um, but I don't think millennials are gonna do it other than if you have like a tech job like someone like me. Unless you're in the tech sector, the STEM sector, I think right now you're hard pressed to have to work from home. um yeah, 1000X gang has to go. At least give us your research with it. Um, I may have missed it, but did you weigh in on the possible Ethereum ETF news? Do you think it's happening? I think it's going to happen, but I posted something in our Telegram from, let's see here, from Watcher Guru, where they said Justin SEC delays BlackRock spot ETF, spot Ethereum ETF. So it's delayed. When it happens, like, do we see the same thing that we saw with Bitcoin, where it's like kind of a dud and Ethereum pulls back a bit? I'm pretty sure we probably get something like that, right? Shout out to Shook Focus. Definitely check out his channel. Okay, guys. I think we got some of his videos in here actually on the general chat. So definitely check out my guy Shook Focus's channel. We take care of our own around here, guys. We take care of our own. Let's go back here. What is up? Just inform you. Okay, another person thinking the floor will be around 28 to 29K. What's up, Teddy Harris? Man, I would really like that, guys. I would really love to get under 30K Bitcoin again, bro. If we could get that, I'd be so happy. I'd be so happy. Because just think, guys, how much BlackRock and all these 11 other people are converting their fiat into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is really going to be one of those assets where, like, if you hold one, like you're holding like a Picasso, or you're holding like the most valuable piece of gold that you could hold, right? It's gonna be this is amazing. This is what everyone 4 years ago thought was nuts. They thought it was absolutely positively nuts. It's crazy to think about, right? That was literally only 4 years ago. Like, why would the government ever buy crypto? Uh, 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 um, why would a um, why would BlackRock ever buy crypto? It's not worth anything. It's paper money. It's a chia pet or something like that, right? And yet, lo and behold, here we are, right? It's just crazy to think about. However, if you look at my show where I say Bitcoin ETF, are we surprised? I hit you with a whole bunch of facts where, hey, we shouldn't have been surprised. We shouldn't have been surprised, right? What's up, Trust and Truth? Yeah, man, they're all in it together, bro. They just are. Um, and I show you that too, guys, with where like um we were me and you were talking about this in the chat, right? Um Franklin Templeton they're talking about doing like a Solana ETF, right? A year ago, 2024, Franklin Templeton did a deal with Stellar to do some type of fund in which Stellar, Stellar, like the fund was. We'll just look it up here. Now it's really tricky the way they word it, right? So the way they word it, you don't know that the fund has anything to do with blockchain, let alone a company as big as Stellar. But this was in Templeton. This is back in 2023, right? So they had to cover stuff up like, okay, we don't have Bitcoin ETFs yet. We don't have, the XRP cases going on and all this other stuff, right? But these dudes back in April 2024 were doing um, a blockchain enabled US government money fund. And here are the SEC documents to prove it, right? But they're doing this with Stellar, okay? Franklin Templeton announces the Franklin Templeton on-chain U.S. government money fund with Stellar, okay? You can see here, stellar.org, but we'll go, if you go and you see this press clipping, right? It doesn't say anything about Stellar. It says blockchain, which again, that's like Jamie Dimon's code word, like, oh, we love blockchain, but we hate crypto. Right? As he funds Ethereum and MetaMask, literal, say one thing and do the other. but you can see here on Stellar blockchain, and this was 2023. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. So yeah, they're all in together, and they're all in the FUD together too at the same time. So while you simultaneously get things like Jamie Dimon covering stuff up, you also have this in the background where Franklin Templeton and Stellar are doing money management fund, which Stellar, they're utilizing on the Stellar blockchain, and both Franklin Templeton and Stellar are also getting into bed together money wise. If you read this the SEC posting on it, you'll see that it opens up the world for tokenization. It opens up the ability for that, and it also like Stellar takes a money stake into Franklin Templeton. It's an excellent read. I posted this in our Telegram, and I'll post it in our Telegram again. But I definitely suggest you guys read the SEC posting here, because it goes into real world, um, the RWA, real world money management, or whatever the hell that stands for, real world assets on chain or whatever. It goes into that. So definitely this is a good read, even though it's just like a SEC document. I'm rocking with Rue on that. All these movies are shaking people out. Yeah, 100%, bro. CZ, Doquan, SBF were doing what they signed up to do. 100%, bro. 100%. Um, Chloe Dior, homeless housing, condos. Uh, yeah, there's a lot of that going on too. I was seeing something in Texas where I don't know if I shared this on the Telegram or not. They were selling these tiny houses, like like they were literally tiny houses. You know how they have those telephone poles where they have like 5 different wires on it, like on both sides. Like they were in between an area where there were those telephone poles with the 5 wires, and it was like right in the middle of that. And they say those things have been known to like give cancer or whatever. So the site in Texas was there in between the whole telephone pole thing, tiny houses for like 210K. Like it's just insane. It's insane. Um, it's insane. Like it's so insane. 15-minute cities. That real estate is going to be repurposed at the moment. Um, Yeah, yeah, we're already seeing office building spaces being converted into living spaces. Yeah, so that seems to be the thing, guys. Yep, the um the mass living 15-minute city thing, like you guys were talking about. Um, in that we see all these um commercial spaces knocked down for either, like I just said, the tiny home type of thing, or like apartment building type of thing. Oh yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Um, yes, but the East is catching up with the West. I told you, Bitcoin on the way down to 32K. We're only 7K away. You did say that, Cryptonomics. Like slowly but surely, we're getting there, bro. Um, hey, when you're right, you're right, bro. I'm not. I don't duck it. I don't duck it. What's up, brother? Good to have you in the house, bro. Um, patriarchy divide and conquer men and women. The strongest homes are two parent. I agree with you. I agree with you, Chloe Dior. It's a shame to see, but that's exactly what they're doing. The all seeing eye is definitely out there dividing homes. Like nobody is happy with anybody at this point, um, both men and women, and the result, I believe, is going to be more of a depopulation type of place. Like men are not happy with men, or men are not happy with women. Women aren't happy with men, and unless you're like living a straight Christian life or a straight Muslim life where you're getting members that are entrenched in your holy books, if you're just a regular person out there, you are not happy with the other side at all. Um, Maybe there will be some kind of event, maybe. That would be interesting. Like maybe all of this Celsius money, just still like because we just had a dump of FTX money. Um, Maybe we get a dump of Celsius money. Maybe that Mount Gox Bitcoin. Maybe they finally give that back. It'd be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. Um, be very interesting to see. You know that they had a Creature from Jekyll Island style meetings back in 2017 or 2018. Devaultery involved too, of course, of course. The usual suspects at the top of the pyramid already given their instructions to the cryptosphere blockchain organizations. Again, guys, check out our conspiracy channel in here. A lot of things that people think are conspiracy are just truth that people are just putting the blinders on to. Like, no, 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 no. But we talk openly and candidly about it in the Telegram in a place where we can, because you can't do that on YouTube, right? You can on Rokfin, and you can on Rumble, which I need to set up that Rumble. It'll happen at some point. But yeah, we need to get into more of that. Because crypto and conspiracy go hand in hand for me, guys. They just do. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah, I really wish that there wasn't such a big divide between men and women nowadays, but it's going according to plan, just like the whole SBF Doquan. I forget who said it. I think it was Shook Focus. SBF Doquan CZ happened exactly according to plan, right? Yeah, but yeah, guys. So we'll get back into it on Saturday. Definitely shout out to David Brumbo for the $20 super chat. I think I'm gonna see if I can find some more 2024 predictions from people on like Coin Telegraph, Coin Market Cap, and others, just to see what people are thinking about out here, and see how we can make best apply that to our beginning of the year portfolios, right? If we are seeing such a tumble down to 24 to 20 to 32, maybe even 28, this will be the perfect time to reshuffle some things, right? So be on the lookout for that, and keep that in mind as you're going into this up and coming month. Maybe it might be the time to take some profits on some things that you had a good profit with. Maybe it might be time to do that. Not financial advice, just what I'm looking at with my portfolio. And maybe some of the things you thought you missed, you may have a second chance at, right? Some of these things like the Cosmos platform, like Celestia, like Osmosis, like Solana, right? You might have a chance to get in at some bargain prices, right? But yeah, guys, catch me on Saturday. We'll be going over some more good stuff. And as always, I'll be in the Telegram. Don't forget to sign up, completely free. Yeah, guys, have a very, very, very wonderful rest of your Wednesday night. And I will catch you guys Saturday at 10-ish Mountain Standard Time. Peace, guys. I'm out.